How this should go, who knows? Because we've never really seen anything like this. We kind of thought, and AB's a guy that I was kind of on his side with the whole Pittsburgh situation. He gets out of Pittsburgh, he's complaining about this helmet. I'm still on your side, AB, about the helmet. And now this, and it gets to a point as a player, no matter how good a player you are, other guys in that locker room are like, look, man, we're trying to win a game. You know what kind of distractions are going on in that locker room right now? Just everybody having to answer every question about AB day in and day out. Like, that weighs on you as a player in that locker room. You just want to go play football.
And it weighs on John Gruden. He said yesterday during his press conference, I've been talking about the same guy every day. Yeah.
I feel like it weighs on me looking at the headlines.
It's all about Colleen, really.
At some point, these leaders of that football team have to say, and which we kind of have heard a little bit from David Carr, that Derek has told him that, look, we told Coach, like, we got your back. Whatever you guys decide, we got your back. And I think they need to suspend him, because unless you hurt his pockets, that's the only thing it seems like is going to get through to him.
And we'll hear what David said coming up a little bit later. But the way that Antonio Brown has been acting, just everything from training camp and the helmet. I mean, this is a helmet that everybody had to abide by these rules. He makes T.O. look like no big deal.
But I mean, like, you're not bigger than the organization. And I think that has to be said. You got to understand this. You can't get in the face of the general managers that agreed to have you traded to come to this team, agreed to pay you. Like, come on, man, and then do it in front of everybody. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to take the Pittsburgh Steelers out of this equation either, because I believe that they need to be mentioned here too. Because he wasn't acting like this before he got paid, before he got this bread early on. He wasn't.
You don't think he was, or was it just kept behind closed doors?
He wasn't acting like this, right? Then he.
This is a whole new level.
This is a whole new level.
I get what you're saying.
He gets a little money, and then he Facebook Lives, right? And you pay him again.
Yeah.
So, like, people think money is just gonna change people, man. No, money reveals who you really are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we just need to all put this in perspective. Like, this is the reason, like people in positions of power tell players like us, hey, this is why I don't do guaranteed money. Because it seems like as soon as you get the money, you change. And I think Antonio Brown needs to put that in perspective. This team is giving and just been on his side for everything, bro. It's time to show up and go to work.
But all these things that happened to this point, he's always been this kind of character, this guy that always had to have the attention and all these things. But then once you yell at the general manager in front of the team, I tweeted this out yesterday.
You can't do that,
I covered the Giants in 2008. They had just won the Super Bowl. Jeremy Shockey wanted a trade the entire offseason, and everybody knew it. They get to minicamp. He yells at general manager Jerry Reese in front of the team, screamed at him. I talked to the players after that. One guy said, you don't talk to the GM that way. That was the breaking point for that situation. I don't know if it's going to be here, but that's a completely different thing. That's why you're saying you're having these players go in and saying, whatever you decide, we're on your side. If you want to bring him back, we'd love to have him if he's focused.
Right.
It's a way about going about doing this thing. I always talk to people about, come on, man, you got to kind of play this game, right? Yeah. Nobody wants to be embarrassed publicly, okay? So if you got something to say to the general manager, you upset about being fined, AB, go up to his office, close the door, and then, let's have it out.
That's how you go about it.
That's how you go about doing it.
It feels like a situation where they have let him just kind of cross the line so many times, and now you can't just expect to reel it back in and for everything to just be okay.
I want to come back to this because I want to know how this would have gone in Seattle. So I want to get back to this later.